Benny's adventure. Team, assemble! Leo Lee Pavilion.
Whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help?
How do you do, Monsieur Chow? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented. My associates and I are very interested in them.
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value... My family is in the ore business too. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity. That's what the hairpins were for, too. But now that I've lost the hairpin...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Monsieur Chow.
Huh? Well...
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? True. Though surely there must...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed... Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation, and given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juchao looks like she's...
However... all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was in...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, Don't trouble yourselves over this. However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our... Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, so hold on a moment, Monsieur Chow.
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands.
Smooth to the touch. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hair.
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the...
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by...
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and...
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you...
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins...
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time.
Now that is strange. I know if I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus...
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we... After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay... Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the...
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to invest anywhere commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you...
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a hand...
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before.
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But either way, it's illegal. Also, the idea of someone abusing... But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would...
Oh there. Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Surely not more...
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the...
Do you have any leftover debris from your...
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that, yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus...
Is that so? Well, So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to... There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in term... And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them...
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and the
Of course. But...
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the...
Yes, I see. Forgive...
I wouldn't say there's been an incident. Just a minor issue.
With this hard evidence to back us up?
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Singsi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter. Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just...
Again, with that casual...
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Sings.
The key here is consumer psychology. Thank you.
Oh, Miss Yanfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time,
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossel? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Inksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself, the item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Feet. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Sinksy. Now, could you let me borrow this
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it then that...
Nothing you need to worry about, just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or some...
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need...
The weirdo with the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to...
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming once we have this final piece of evidence in our hand.
Adventure time!
Leo leave pavilion. Best leave food and
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, and if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, my type?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document, won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a... But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related...
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document.
You're too kind.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yan?
Of course. According to the Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss...
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within... Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine.
Material evidence? What material evidence? I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the—
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and a—
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus jadeite and In any case, Smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite. He returned the valuable jadeite.
That's an unsubstantiated book.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are—
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't
hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's—
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports—
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece. Traveler, would you do the honors?
What's—
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring to sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus jadeite?
I
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, don't worry, Mr. Crossell, I will make sure that I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell.
Huh? No,
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Sir Chow 10 times the original— Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
He's seriously intimidating right now.
I admit it. I confess. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus, but after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is all— I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Jiqiao lost the hairpins after I—
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her piss?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be if word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract—
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to— Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them.
Ms. Jiqiao, you—
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus jadeite—
What? But all right then.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite over to you. I trust that it will—
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go.
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more—
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm—
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further—
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and if we could join forces, your jewelry designs and our choice ores...
let me think for a moment.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all. Even though
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was an Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for
You've returned. How did it go? Good, good.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you? All right then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find...
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot, hmm?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of... Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the... Liyue is not the same place All right, then. Let us speak of this no more.
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How...
It is but a single teapot. There we go. This Serenity Pot is all yours now. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly...
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! Huh. But there's just a whole load of nothing around it. Paimon can't do that! Well, you're... Still, why is it so empty here apart from that house? Oh, wait a second. What is that?
Well, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and you may call me... hang on a Oh, call me. I suppose you may call me...
So you're the little helper Madame Ping mentioned?
Madam Ping? Oh, you must mean Ping. Yes, she did summon me. You may leave all matters regarding the upkeep. Your journey may be far from over. But at least this way, you will not want for a comfortable place. Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter. Thus, we teapot spirits were created to help guard their realms and manage their affairs. You may consider me a butler. Now, allow me to explain this. Have you any blueprints on you? Specifically, blueprints with as long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however you please.
Blueprints? Oh, that's right! Granny handed...
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking. Just commit the image of the objects to memory and prepare. Then simply release the thought from your mind and the...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside...
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adept, this world is not a true one after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite.
A golden-eyed adeptus? Paimon wonders who could that be?
I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never seen that adeptus again. Well, let's not dwell on that. If there's anything you would like...
Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's Adventure Team, assemble! Or not.
Maybe you're not used to the place at the moment, but once you... If you ever have any questions...
Let's go find some treasure. Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Oh, ow! Where did that come from? Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword. Yeah. Body and mind.
mine's your fate.
Get back!
Let's light it!
Submit!
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation. Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while. You should go ask him. Maybe he has more news about our stranger.
My strength still fails me.
What? You need something? Here, I remember him. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel Share. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel Share? Well, Master D-Luke probably has his eye on that stranger. Anyway, let's go to the Angel Share and have a look.
Mondstadt, welcome.
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye?
That I have. He comes here he even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders them. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master D-Luke's?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
Investigating everything as always. Guess that's D-Luke for you.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. So he should be. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go. Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously...
He's really here? Let's go down.
Hey, go on, drink some more.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? What? Well, that's his...
So, guess we've broken...
That little one beside you.
That's not true, and you know it!
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on... My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
And he was so cold just a moment before.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation...
Ah, thank you. Now as for my questions, I'd like you... The answer to a question says nothing. I only wish to know what your choices are. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that... Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? Now for my This world has people who gained visions. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is your answer then. It seems that you're different from her. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling. Ugh. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order spreads. I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail of an Abyss Herald.
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss Mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind that. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid you.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush. Uh-huh! Where's...
That manner. It's just like her. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon. Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your
Hey!
It's nothing. Don't waste my time. It's nothing.
Outrider Amber, reporting.
This abandoned temple does bear the Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does not.
At this speed, no.
The scent of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Rain outlines your fate. Adventure time! No, my sword! Rain cutter! Everybody stand back! Let's light it up!
Get back!
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of goodwill. Ha! Teamwork is dreamwork. I'll race you there. No, my sword. Let's light it up. Adventure time. Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
Just a few Abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left. The Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundations. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, and the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dane.
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the perhaps we may find our Abyss Herald there.
Understood.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
Lord of Wolvendom, great Wolf King of the North. Sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only. No, nor did I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story. All right, let's go see if that Abyss Herald has stopped by here.
Well, where do we begin?
Indeed. See that? floating above the... Knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar marks behind.
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kinda scary. Let's beat them up first.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Rain outlines your fate.
Whew, that's it! Let's go check out that bonfire. Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the Abyss.
Why do they never miss? Let's light it up! Witness the power.
Get back!
Time to act.
Another one of those bonfire spells! Looks like the Abyss really has been around here. Yikes! Where do these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
Let's light it up! I'm going in! Rain outlines your fate.
Have you finished searching? I searched around these parts and found some signs myself. But they were left behind by Abyss mages. And it seems that even an Abyss Herald would not. We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf, it's his territorial nature.
But now we're out of leads.
No. There is one. Let's get a move on then. I'll wait for you at Storm Tower. I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis. When you came, this place was known as Storm Terror's Lair. But I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point. In fact, if my memory serves, this ruin has had largely nothing to do with that dragon for a long time. The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of Old Mondstadt, the Dragon of the East had yet to fall, much less come to nest in this place.
Huh? But Paimon remembers that Dvalin first got in trouble hundreds of years ago.
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed this ruin? If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms. Let's go see what the situation is at...
Look! There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
No, my sword! Let me weave you a bird.
Everybody stand back!
Rain outlines your fate.
Get back! Get back!
Take me back.
No, my sword! Body and mind. Let's light it up! I'm going in!
My Lupica.
Adventure time! Off we go! Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword! Teamwork is dreamwork! Rain cutter! Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up! Let's light it up! I'm going in! Let's light it up! Adventure time! Let's light it up!
Your life is mine. Don't waste my time.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
I kill you!
Off we go! Let's light it up!
Oh, so in the end, we still couldn't find that Abyss Herald.
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly.
No, you're right. If it's a really powerful monster, it would be best to go around.
How good it would be if all perils one encounters in their journeys could simply be solved by going once upon a time, yes. I simply have experience from adventuring together with that traveling.
You know, Dane, you keep talking about that person this and that. Where are they now?
She no longer traveled. I'm afraid that traveling...
Oh, is that how it is? Well, why are you traveling alone?
I still have some things left unfinished. Once they are done, I too will return home to...
Yep, and it's good to have a home to come back to, isn't it? We camp out a lot when we travel. Hey, once you find your sibling, we should find a place to stay too. Mondstadt's Fisherman's Toast is pretty tasty. Either way, we should settle down in a place where there's good food.
Home. Well, it won't be too late to think about where you stay once your journey reaches its end. While you're still traveling, you should...
Huh? What's familiar?
A familiar feeling, you say? It could be someone you... Whichever it is, we should see it for ourselves. We can reach the top of that cliff from over there. Let's go.
Whoa, Dane moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use that wind current nearby to catch up.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that you spoke of earlier?
But it doesn't feel like there's anything around here. No monsters.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place. It doesn't look... My traveling companion brought me here on our previous journey.
So did...
Me? I no longer remember. I merely followed my traveling companion around on that journey. That's... Huh? A ruin guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here? No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out. Huh? You mean you're sick? But how could that be? You only touched that dandelion.
Perhaps that dandelion bears some sort of scent that only... As for why...
You're saying some real confusing stuff.
Do not rush. Vexation and anxiety are the enemy of rational thought. Your journey has only just begun, has it not? At least you now know that she is still on this world. At this time, the most important thing is the journey to find her itself. Yes, and this is something you must keep in mind, as may you find your kin at the end of that journey.
Huh? You're...
Only for now. Don't worry, we will meet again. After all, I did take 500 mora.
Okay.